You want to know what's so wild about the angry phase of grief? I'm sitting here thinking about the fact that I have to go over to that storage unit and I have to deal with all of the leftover things from our marriage. Okay? When I got that storage unit, I put it in my name. It's on my account. Otherwise, I just walk away from everything in that storage unit and start fresh. But because it's in my name and my account, I'm the one who has to deal with it. And so I'm sitting here thinking back to the fact that last August, my husband took an interview on Thursday, took the job on Friday, left on a plane on Sunday, and was in Virginia to start his new job in 4 days. And I got left back in Idaho to handle selling all of our belongings, packing up our house, showing it while I was there for 8 weeks, basically taking care of everything, getting everything in the yard moved. They came and took a whole truckload full of garbage from our backyard. Like, we lived on almost an acre of property. So during those 8 weeks, I had to maintain the property, mow the lawn, take care of the house, show the house, clean the house, pack the house. Oh my God. Anyways, so he didn't deal with any of that stuff. For 8 weeks, I was doing all that. Then I took the tiny little U-Haul and my dog and went to Virginia. Got to Virginia, had nowhere to unpack my things. For 3 days, my stuff sat in the U-Haul because nobody was ready for me when I got there. Nobody had cleaned out any space for me to get there to unpack my stuff. I hadn't worked in almost 2 months because I was trying to deal with all of this other stuff. I had to cancel my classes. I couldn't do any of my own work while I was trying to do all that stuff. So when I got to Virginia, I wanted to have my space set up so I could get back to work right away because I teach online. Well, none of those things were ready for me. You know, I got this statement from my daughter. Well, what did you expect us to roll out the red carpet for you? No, but I was kind of hoping I'd at least have a place to unpack my things. So when we closed for our house on Friday to leave to come to Virginia, and he dropped the bomb on me that he wanted a divorce, I still had to drive back with him 4 days to Virginia. Thank God we were driving separate cars, because otherwise we would have been in the same car for 4 days and that would have been a nightmare. But I remember we got to Nebraska and I had a breakdown. I was so upset. I couldn't believe he wanted a divorce. I was willing to do whatever it took to save this marriage. I sat in the car for 4 hours by myself crying while he sat in the U-Haul truck and did whatever on his phone, probably talking to his girlfriend or talking to my daughter. Who even knows what he was doing? He didn't come get in the car to talk to me. He sat there and let me cry by myself for 4 hours. And when he finally came to the car, you know what he said? Are you ready to go yet? Because I have to be back to work on Monday, and this is taking way longer than I wanted. So we get to Virginia, and he literally like 2 weeks prior to this had found a tiny little 900 square foot apartment in an old commercial part of town that was $1,200 a month rent. And we had just sold an almost 4,000 square foot house on a whole entire acre of property. And I had a dog sitting business. And I was willing to give up all of that and move into this cockroach infested apartment with this man who I already had given up everything for to try to save my marriage. And I realized today that he didn't lift a goddamn finger to help me do any of this life change, to move it. All he did was help me load the few things that we had in the garage that I wanted to keep into the U-Haul. And then when we got to Virginia, he helped me move it into the storage unit. And so you know what? Because that motherfucker took everything from me, I am in vengeance mode right now. And the devil side of me over here is going, yeah, we're going to fuck this guy up. The angel side of me over here is going, yeah, Malaine, no, you're a nice girl. You don't do that to people. Remember? But you know what? Fuck that. Because I am sick of being the nice girl. I'm sick of people walking all over me. And I'm sitting here thinking about forwarding his mail to him. I'm thinking about going over and taking all of his family furniture and his family photos of his grandparents and his past dog's ashes and the things that I saved that meant everything to him. And you know what? I'm ready to fucking burn that shit. Because fuck him. He took everything from me. Took my animals, took my daughter, took my family, took my future, took everything. So you know what? Guess what, husband? You aren't getting your stuff back. I changed the locks on that storage unit, and I'm gonna burn everything in that fucking thing, including everything that you hold so dear to yourself. And you can see what that life is like, okay? Mwah.